Okay.
Ma'am, a vending machine is an automatic machine that provides items such as snacks, lottery tickets to consumers.
Okay. Have you used this vending machine? आप में से किसी ने vending machine use किया है? Anyone
No,
else?
ma'am.
Practically, you haven't? No. Okay. Okay. And anyone else want to share the views of vending machine? Anyone else? Yes. Prisha is here.
Ma'am,
Radhika is
these ma'am, these machines are attractive in appearance
here.
and are installed in busy shopping centers.
Okay. Can you tell me, are these are machine, these vending machines are useful in India? Because in India, these vending machines are not as much as used like in if we talk about the foreign countries, because in the foreign countries, in the other countries like USA, England, these vending machines are using a lot. Can you tell me why in India it results in failure, means it's not using as much, only it is using in the big cities and the big I mean those areas where you know the people who have some, means those are educated one and those have highly skilled people, only to those areas it is used, not in everywhere. Why? Can you tell me why it is failure, it is failing in India to why these machines are not using there? Can you give me one reason? No, it is
No.
because why in India um, these machines are not using as much, because our Indians, the Indian people, they have not, because to operate these machines we require the technical knowledge. So people are so much, they are layman, so they are not feel convenient to get using these machines to get commodity from these machines. So that's why these machines are failing in India. And also one more reason is that in India this labor, it is available in very cheap rates. So that's why to retail the commodities, these are usually used by the shopkeepers, so they may hire the labor and directly they can contact to the customers what they need and they will give it to them. It means labor and selling is there. So the people's are, means the labor is very easily provided in India. That's why these machines are not working. And also these machines are require some technical knowledge, so it is also, that's why it is failing in India. And but in the foreign countries, like if you talk about US, if you talk about the England, if you talk about the other countries, so it is using over there because the labor cost is very much high. So these machines doesn't require any kind of labor, any kind of um, other services. The main disadvantages, if we talk about these machines, is that there is no personal touch between the seller and the buyer, because there is no middleman playing any role, means who gonna sell commodities directly to the customer. So this is gonna be the limitation. So let's talk about deeply about the meaning, about its types, all such here. So first of all, I'll tell you where this vending machine looks like. This is a selfie taking a vending machine. So vending machine, it is like this. From here we insert the coin, insert the currency, and here we select the commodities, and here we get the commodities out. Now, in simple form, have cleared you the meaning that sorry. So that what these vending machine. So if we talk about this vending machine, these are the machines that dispense items such as the snacks is there, beverage is there. Okay, so lotteries are there. These are the are we can simply say lottery tickets are there. Okay, so all such these goods are to be dispensed from this machine. Even there are some machines who may dispense the gold gems to the customer automatically after when then the customers insert currency are credited into the machine. So usually these machines are large scale retailing is possible through these vending machines because it may be placed to that convenient location to the people, like to that areas where petrol pumps, railway stations, airports. So where these buyers gonna insert a coin or token in the machine and receive the specific quantity of a product. So if we talk about the history, means if you talk about what kind of history of this vending machines, so this vending machine it was first made in the first century by the hero of Alexandria. That's the first country engineer and mathematician. So his machine accepted a coin and then dispensed holy water. So what it was then a coin operated machine that was dispensed tobacco they was using, and it was in the early 1615 was used. That was used in the England. And then an English bookseller, Richard Carley, he devised a newspaper dispensing machine for the dissemination of banned works in 1882. Next, if we talk about the modern vending machines, so these modern machines, coin operated vending machines, that was introduced in England in the United States in early 1880. So soon it becomes a wider spread feature at railway station, post office, dispensing envelopes, postcards. So then this first vending machine in USA was built in 1888 by the Thomas Adam and a company selling gems on the New York City train platforms. So if we talk about India, when in India it comes, in India these vending machines it came in 1867, the first fully automatic vending machine in India. First fully automatic machine comes in 1867. Now what are you know what are the advantages these vending machines are having? So here these kinds of advantages means these are providing the 24-hour service. 24-hour services are provided by these vending machines. Okay. Also, there is wastage reduction. There is more wastage in this vending machine because whatever the customer needs, he may insert the currency, he may get the commodity without any wastage, without any delay. Next is economy of the labor. Of course, there is no labor required to run these machines. So that's why uh, from this, uh, you know, from this disadvantages also occurs that there is no touch between the labor or between the seller and the buyer because there is no labor. So that's why there is economy of labor means there is no payment to the labor. That becomes advantages. Next is low cost and quality. So in this, we can simply say that if we talk about the fraction means there is low cost is here. Even the goods are provided by these machines. These are of a good quality, but at a low cost. Mean at a general, the generic rate hoga that gonna be provided to them, and low cost in the same way that these machines, as if you compare about to the by paying salary or wages to labor. So once it requires these machine investment of one time, and although in Rest of time it provides a very low cost to the retailer. So these are the advantages of the vending machine. Next we have the disadvantages. So here the disadvantages are, first is coin fraud. Coin fraud gonna be, done with these machines. Mean maybe a duplicacy is there. Means the original coin not inserted, and sometimes machine automatically, the commodity. So a fraud may be done with this machine. Risk of failure of the machine. Sometimes a machine fails. So risk is always there. So that becomes the disadvantages sometimes. Next is customer resistance. Now, what is customer resistance means? Sometimes these customers, or we can simply say, when the customers are disliking, or customers are not willing to buy some products. So that means that is the customer resistance. Mean if he went to the shop, he may change the plan of buying some commodities. But if retailer gonna compel, retainer gonna change his mood, and he may also get purchase that thing. But to if he goes to buy thing from this vending machine, there gonna be no one to motivate the customers. So sometimes it is customer resistance become, sometimes the customer is not willing to buy, so he may stop to buy anything. There is no one to convince, no one to lay out the feature of something. Next is less communication between the seller. Of course, I told you that there is no labor, there is no person who gonna deal directly to the customer. So there is no communication between the seller and the customer. So that is also become the disadvantages, because if there gonna be no communication between the seller and the customer, so the seller gonna not know about the new taste, new choice, about suggestions of the customers that gonna be supplied to that gonna be conveyed to the manufacturer. So there gonna be no communication between the seller and the buyer. Next we have, what are the different kinds of the vending machines. So here we have, so here we have the kind. And the first one is the soft drink vending machine, where the soft drinks are provided. These are the coin vending machines. These are the snacks vending machine. These are the ticket vending machine. Now, what are these? Hota kya hai ye? Yes, bacha. Anyone else? What is this? Means these. ये तो पता चल गया. Cold drink वाली simply means those gonna be dispense the cold drink when we insert the currency. And one more is here. This is the coins. So this coins is the means this machine is used when we insert a large amount of currency. Means suppose you insert a 2000 note and you want to change. So this machine gonna dispense coins, maybe 10 coins, anything. Means it provides the coins facility to the customers. Next is snacks. Snacks means gonna help, the chips is there, namkeens, so much snacks are there. So it dispense the snacks. Next is ticket. So ticket gonna be like these are machines, the are ticket vending machines, though that are produces a paper or electronic ticket. Sometimes a recharge is stored value card are to be inserted in that. So these are ticket machines. These are also known as the ticket vending machines. Those are, I told you, those are producing the paper or electronic ticket for the customer. So these are such kinds of vending machines. Clear, bacha?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now we have the Chamber of Commerce. So what is this chamber of commerce? Can anybody tell me what is chamber of commerce and industry? Anyone else?
Ma'am, they
No?
are the representative bodies of businessmen.
Hmm. I'll give you first introduction means. So these we simply you said well said you. These chambers, these are the representative bodies of businessmen. So here we discuss this chamber of commerce. So it is a form of business network. For example, there's going to be a local organization of businesses whose goal is to further the business interest of the community. Who's going to take the further interest of the business. So these business owners in towns and cities from these local societies to advocate on the behalf of the business communities. Next is business. These local businesses are members and they elect board of directors. Those gonna select the policy for these chambers. And the board then hires a president, they hires the CEO, and they hires the other staffs so that the business organization gonna be run. So in a simple form, we can simply say that these chamber of commerce, they are the those industries means those gonna be helpful, are those gonna be helpful in in the businessmen to for its further functioning. And the first chamber of commerce, it was founded in 1599 in the continental Europe. And the world oldest English speaking chamber of commerce is that the Glasgow, Scotland, which was established in 1783. So the largest chamber of commerce in UK is the Northeast Chamber of Commerce with over 4,000 members. So these these chambers, these are providing so many functions, these are involved so many means they are helpful to promote interest, they are helpful to develop the trade and industry, they are helpful to collect such kind of information, those are very useful for the business, they are helpful to for setting up the reports, they are helpful to recover the debts which are not recovered by the businessmen. So these are providing so much function. These are providing so much important role they are playing in the business course or in the business organizations. But here I have listed the such points. So first is that here it's the transportation or the interstate movement of the goods. So we know that these chambers of commerce and industries, these are very helpful in various activities. So first is that it helpful in the transportation, or we can simply say the interstate movement of the goods, means one place to another. Although there is gonna require such kind of registration over there, such kind of registration from transporting from one place to another, but these are playing a role to sales tax and VAT. So value added tax, you people
Ma'am,
already
your
know
voice is
this
not clear.
VAT and sales tax. So this chamber of yes, bacha,
Ma'am, your voice is not clear.
am I audible? Yes, bacha, speak up.
Ma'am, your voice was not
It's
clear.
not clear.
Yes, ma'am.
It's not सबको नहीं आ रहा है या only these two words? Everyone is not able to learn. Yes, bacha.
Ma'am, now it's clear.
Audible to my bacha. You only few girls have problem. It's clear? Okay, so I'm talking about the first function of the commerce. So I was telling that this transportation and the interstate movement of the goods, it's these chambers of commerce industries. So these are playing a very important role in transporting the goods from one place. As such, it may require some kind of registry work and when we transport goods from one place to another, although it requires so much transportation charges over there, but these are helping out to transport goods from one place to another within the country. Next is the sales tax and the value added tax. So these chamber of commerce industries, these also suggest policies to government for simplifying the sales tax and VAT. So they impress upon government. So they introduce some uniform tax policies. Those gonna be facilitated to the traders. Means this VAT is to be added to the product value. Those are to be those are charged by this chamber. And although this included in the MRP price, next is octroi and other local levels. I told you in earlier also this octroi is the is the service charge which is imposed on the goods when these are transported to the other place. And but now this octroi service is not charged. Mainly these octroi these local services are these are of course is gonna be the source for revenue generation for the local bodies, but octroi is not, it is abolished now. Next is laws to check weights and measure. There are some for checking the weights and measures, measuring the product that gonna helpful to protect the brands of different products, that gonna protect the interest of the customer. So they may get a quality of goods, they may get have a good means there may be no mishandling, be helpful to save the customers from any fraud. Next is promoting the infrastructure, means promoting infrastructure that is also essential for growth of the trade and industry. So these chamber of commerce and industry, these also helpful for promoting the infrastructure like the roads of the nation, railway station, airports, all such these are helpful because the goods gonna be easily transported from one place to another. Next is helping in marketing. So this chamber of commerce and industries, it's an association, so it's gonna helpful in marketing the products. Next is excise duty. As such, this excise duty, it is a very important role that is helpful to the country. So this excise duty is imposed. Also, last is here the labor legislation. So this chamber of commerce and industry, these are also imposing these labor legislation, means such kind of laws gonna be there, or there are labor laws are there, their wages acts are there, and these labor force that will be helpful in improving the productivity of the organization. So these are such role which is played by the chamber of commerce and industry. Now when we do this transaction, or we can simply say when we do this internal trade, when we transport goods internally, means within the geographical boundaries of a country, so there are some documents which are used. So here are some documents. This first is the debit note. Now what is debit note? क्या होता है debit note? Anyone else? What is debit note? Basically, this debit note, it's a document that is issued to set off the accounts between the buyer and seller. So it is simply in case of a purchase return. So here in some if certain part of some goods, these are returned to seller. So what these buyer will not get amount. They समझ आया? Means क्या होता है? Here is one buyer. He is buying goods from the seller. Means A is buying goods from seller, but he buys 100 units. But after this, he returns 10 units to the seller. 90 is used by the buyer, 10 is left. He returned these 10 units to the seller. Now what the seller do? He will not pay back the cash of that 10 units which he have received. He will issue a debit note. Means that note gonna define in future. Then this 10 units commodities price to be adjusted in the next time. And this debit note, it is the liability on the seller, because seller has to be pay after some after means when this buyer gonna require. So यहाँ पर क्या होता है, यहाँ पर these sellers, these are not able to give the cash to the customer. They usually give a debit note which gonna helpful to save that, to hold the amount which the buyer has given to the seller. So simple for me, this this debit note, it becomes a document that is issued to set up the account between the buyer and the seller in case of purchase. And when some purchases which are purchases made by the buyer, so that is returned to the seller, then a seller issue a debit note. Next we have, sorry, credit note. Now what is credit note? क्रेडिट नोट क्या होता है? Dear students, I'm really not getting any response from you. So what's the fun of giving a
Ma'am,
lecture?
credit note is a note which is sent by the seller to the buyer.
Credit note क्या होता है? Basically, it is also it gonna be sent by the seller to the buyer. But what is mentioned in that? क्या mention होता है credit note में? So as if we talk about this,
Ma'am, the
we
amount
have
that
talked
the
about the purchase.
seller owes.
बोलो बच्चा. Here this seller gonna be, means it is in the case where um, again the debited amount जो था, that gonna be in mean excess में था, that gonna be adjust here. Means if there gonna be excess in the recording of sales, like here the purchases will send this debit note against the credit note. यहाँ पर डेबिट नोट के बजाय क्या करेंगे वो, they gonna send the credit note that is sent by the seller to the buyer. Means as it is also in the case of the purchase return, when these buyer may return the sold goods to the seller. So in this case, seller has to refund the amount for the returned goods. So in this, the seller will send a credit note, so the amount to be adjusted. And next to be here the receipts, these lorry receipts and railway receipts. If we talk about these are the documents which is accomplished by the transporter. Those are carrying the goods from one destination to another. So these are the documents those going to specify or describe of material which we are transporting from one place to another. In this, material is defined, quantity is defined, value of the material is defined, name of the consigner, and consignee means who is sender, who is sending the, and who is gonna receive this. And after, after taking the delivery of that goods from the dock authority, the agent dispatches the goods to the principal by rail, or by road, and or by receipts from the railway receipts. And in case of goods are these are means these are sent by, in case the goods gonna be sent from the railway. That's where railway receipt is issued from to all these goods. But when these goods are sent by the road, means by buses, by trucks, then a receipt is known as lorry receipt. Although these gonna be carry the all the quantity which we are transporting from one destination to another, this gonna be helpful to have the, means they're gonna be written the value of material, name, everything is written over there. But when we transport it from the railway, it is known as railway receipt. We transport from the buses or truck,